know that we are all just digital information. A fake world for the taking. I'm looking at the news and it's kind of hard to watch it. The universe is way too big to have one God who made it. And even if he did, would you really want to meet him?
Following program is rated MALSV. It contains strong language, sexual situations, and violence. It is intended only for mature audiences.
Finally, show with the balls to call it like it is. Rated R Safety Show on Safety FM.
Countdown to audio torture.
The Rated R Safety Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Let the eardrum pain begin.
Forget the corporate bullshit. This is the Rated R Safety Show with your host, Dr. It doesn't matter who the host is.
Oh, I think we already know that, but it's always good to share. It does not matter who the host is. What has always mattered is who the listeners are. Anyways, today is Tuesday, February the 3rd of 2026. Of this lovely year, of course. We are broadcasting from the Safety FM studios in Orlando, Florida, and coming across the multiverse known as Safety FM, and then hanging out with our friends and colleagues over there.
You're being infiltrated. Radio Big.
Oh, yes, infiltration in Radio Big. I don't think it gets much better than that when it's all said and done, when you start thinking about it. So there you go. A lot of stuff going on inside of the multiverse. Anyways, how have you been? How are the things going? You know, like, seriously. Oh, I'm sorry. I was told that I needed to play this. Sorry.
Well, you made it. What you're about to hear is a show that's going to help jumpstart your morning. So do what you need to do. We'll do what we do best. So stand by. The music is coming in hot. The show starts now.
Yeah, you know, when it's coming in hot, it's not a bad thing, that's for sure, as we are talking. So anyways, how are things with you? Hopefully good and grand inside of your neck of the woods. Hopefully the last 24 hours have been quite exciting, and you didn't have any mandatory meetings that you were requested to do at the last moment, because that always sucks when that ends up happening. So anyways, let's talk real quick on how everything goes around here. Our show consists of safety in the news and safety. That's kind of just how it goes. We talk about the things that are going on inside of the world of the news. I bring you a versionality of a main story of what the hell's going on inside of the sequence. And then we have some professional broadcasters that are coming throughout and talking about all of the stuff that is going on. So that's it. That is the highlight of highlighters of the things that are going on. So if you're good, I'm good, and we can get moving. So if you want to interact with the show, simple process on doing so. All you have to do is go to callinradio.com. That's callinradio.com. Audio, video, text messaging. Will get everything rolling for you as we are hanging out. So if you're good with that, that's all you have to do. Once you get there, it gives me a little prompter on the screen in regards of what you put in there, and then we know what to do moving forward. So if you're good with that, I'm good with that, and we can get the whole evolution to start moving. So there you go. A lot of stuff inside of the multiverse. So a lot of weird things as we are talking. So there you go. So with that being said, why don't we go ahead and start doing this right away? We bring in our friends from Feature Story News, let them tell you what exactly is going on, and we get moving. If you're good with that, I'm good with that, and we just get the whole slew of stuff moving ahead. So let's do that right now. Let's go ahead and start talking immediately about what the hell is going on inside of the world, because that's kind of what we do around here. No, like, seriously.
Here is the news on the Rated R Safety Show.
From Feature Story News, I'm Rebecca Bunden in Mumbai. President Donald Trump says the US and India have reached a trade deal that will see New Delhi ending its purchases of Russian oil in return for reduced tariffs. It comes after months of tensions between the two countries. Nick Harper reports from Washington.
US President Donald Trump broke news of the deal on social media following a phone call with the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Tariffs on Indian products will drop from 25 to 18%. While the president said US goods will enter India tariff-free. The breakthrough seems to have come with the Prime Minister's promise to stop buying Russian oil and instead buy much more from the US, or, Trump suggested, from Venezuela. Trump says Modi is also committed to Buy American, along with an additional $500 billion to be spent on US energy, technology, agriculture and coal. Although in Modi's post, he made no mention of either the oil or the extra investment. I'm Nick Harper in Washington.
The son of Norway's crown princess was arrested on new charges on Monday, the day before he goes on trial. Marius Borg-Høiby will stand trial on Tuesday on dozens of charges, including the rape of 4 women, and it comes as his mother faces questions over her links to Jeffrey Epstein. Ross Cullen reports.
The trial, plus the revelations that Norway's crown princess features hundreds of times in the latest Epstein files released by the US Department of Justice, have made this a bad start to the year for the Norwegian royal family. Marius Borg-Høiby is the son of Crown Princess Mette-Marit from before she married into the royal family, and alongside the rape and sexual assault allegations, he is also standing trial for threatening a girlfriend and damaging her flat, as well as drugs charges and driving offences. He denies wrongdoing in what is Norway's biggest trial in years, and he could face a decade in jail if found guilty.
China is banning concealed door handles on electric vehicles, becoming the first country in the world to do so. The new rules are due to take effect at the beginning of next year. The design popularised by Elon Musk's Tesla is facing global scrutiny due to recent deadly incidents. Laura Westbrook reports from Hong Kong.
Under the new rules, cars sold in China will be required to have a mechanical release both on the inside and the outside. This crackdown follows 2 fatal crashes, including Xiaomi electric vehicles in China, where power failures are suspected of preventing the doors from opening and leaving people unable to escape or to be rescued. The new rules only impact electric vehicles in China, but the country's influence on the global car industry means it could resonate elsewhere. Tesla's doors are already being investigated in the US, while European regulators are also looking to impose rules of their own. Laura Westbrook, Hong Kong.
From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
With FSN Spotlight, I'm Simon Marks. Today, the Epstein files, and why there is absolutely no end in sight to the questions surrounding the sex trafficking financiers' ties to the wealthy and powerful, the possible crimes some of them may or may not have committed, and the public's continuing demand for even more documents to be released by the American government. Even after more than 3 million pages were put into the public domain on Friday, there is a hunger for more. Democrats are accusing the Trump administration of a cover-up by failing to release another 3 million pages that the Department of Justice says it cannot release without prejudicing ongoing investigations or failing to protect Epstein's victims. Ankush Kaduri is a senior writer for Politico magazine and a former federal prosecutor at the Department of Justice. He has never thought the law passed last year by Congress requiring full public disclosure was a prudent idea.
There is a reason we in the U.S. have never dumped all of the material from a criminal investigation, the raw material from a criminal investigative file, into the public domain. It was always going to produce more conspiracy theories and more questions. This would have been obvious to anyone who is familiar with human nature, how the internet works, and the linear progression of time. This is what was going to happen.
Tomorrow, Mr. Kaduri on what he thinks the US should be doing to get to the bottom of the burgeoning Epstein affair. With FSN Spotlight, I'm Simon Marks.
Here's the main news again. President Donald Trump says the US and India have reached a trade deal that will see New Delhi ending its purchases of Russian oil in return for reduced tariffs. The son of Norway's crown princess was arrested on new charges on Monday, the day before he goes on trial. China is banning concealed door handles on electric vehicles, becoming the first country in the world to do so. And that is the latest feature story news. Rebecca Bundin reporting.
This show is almost as enjoyable as hearing the sound of the toilet flush. Rated R Safety Show on Safety FM.
This portion of the show has been sponsored by Private Internet Access, America's #1 virtual private network, or VPN. Even if you use incognito mode, internet service providers is storing your browser data and many times even selling it. But Private Internet Access, or PIA, can help you. PIA encrypts and reroutes your internet traffic through one of its own servers, hiding your data from your internet service provider or network admin. And with servers in over 75 countries, you can get unrestricted access to geo-blocked content from around the world. PIA comes with easy-to-use apps and browsers extension for all devices, a rock-solid privacy policy, open source security, advanced customization settings, and it was just ranked the fastest VPN in the world by PC Magazine. And if you sign up right now with PIA, you can take advantage of a special deal only for Safety FM listeners. Only by using the following link, you can get the digital privacy for less than $2 a month. Yes, you did hear me correctly, less than $2 a month, and an extra 4 months for free. So that means for only $1.98 a month and 83% off, you can get this service for you right now. That's so much more inexpensive than virtually every other VPN on the market. And if you get it right now, you can take PIA's 30-day risk-free challenge. You can try it out for 30 days, see if you like it, and if not, just return it for a full refund. So just go to safetyfm.com/VPN. That's safetyfm.com/VPN to try out the best VPN on the planet completely risk-free. Now remember, safetyfm.com/VPN.
Is your safety training old, stale, and hacked? Is your safety trainer still preaching a warped version of behavior-based safety? How about safety training that actually addresses your hazards in your workplaces and is not standardized baloney from 25 years ago? Contact the Safety Wars team at safetywars.com or call Jim Posel at 845-269-5772. Remember, if you're receiving this message, you are the solution to unsafe workplaces.
Well, you might be like me and heard all these terms and were not 100% sure on what they meant. Things is mining, blockchain, the Internet of Things. Well, I will tell you, we here at Safety FM have partnered up with a company that will explain this to you and will also have conversations to inform you on how you might have the potential of making passive income by being involved with this. All you need to do is go to safetyfm.com/iHub. They'll discuss blockchain. What exactly is mining? What is cryptocurrency? And what is the Internet of Things? To find out more information, go to safetyfm.com/iHub. That's safetyfm.com/iHub. And don't forget to mention that Jay Allen sent you.
You've seen the loop. You've felt the shift. The script doesn't fit anymore, and neither do you. Safety transmission. The collapse of the construct is the third and final signal in the trilogy from Jay Allen, PhD. And this time, it's not about waking up. It's about what you do once you're awake. The system didn't break. It just stopped pretending to hold you. And now it's blinking, rebranding presence, packaging resistance, and calling it progress. This book isn't a guide. It's a transmission. It doesn't teach the system how to evolve. It shows you how to stop performing for it. You'll see what happens when awareness becomes responsibility, when audits don't listen, and when leadership becomes a loop. But if you've made it this far, you're not here to be managed. You're here to carry signal. Safety transmission. The Collapse of the Construct. Now available in print, Kindle, and audiobook. Narrated by Jay Allen, PhD. Because if it couldn't hold your signal, it was never real to begin with.
Safety never sounded so terrible. Rated R Safety Show.
Okay, here we are. 15 minutes past the top of the hour as you and I are hanging out on this lovely Tuesday. Okay, so let's go ahead and start getting into it with all the fun stuff that we have going on today. And let's start off with WTF. Welcome to Florida, because there's just no other way to put it. Welcome to Florida. So let's go ahead and do this. A rare South Florida cold snap had turned frozen iguanas into viral content over the weekend. Temperatures dipped below 40 for Florida, which is terrible. Stunning green iguanas and causing them to temporarily freeze up and fall from trees. It's a known phenomenon during near freezing weather, but this time the internet got involved. While many residents are responsibly collecting the cold-stunned reptiles and turned them to the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission, others are cashing in on the moment for a laugh. One social media creator, Staxes, went viral after posting videos of herself covered in dozens of frozen iguanas, racking up more than 4 million views. State officials aren't laughing, at least not entirely. Wildlife officials say that cold front presents a rare chance to reduce the invasive iguana population, which has exploded in recent years and caused significant environmental damages. FWC says that the conditions like that, this hasn't happened in about 15 years, making the collection easier than usual. The agency is urging residents to run to a non-native iguana designated drop-off sites listed on its website. So while frozen iguanas aren't getting their moment on social media, Florida wildlife officials are hoping that the viral moment also help clean up an invasive problem, preferably without another Instagram stunt. So what do you think? A lot of stuff going on right there. Like, seriously, I had to start off with that one because I was just looking at it and going, how is this really a thing? But I guess that's kind of what happens when it's all said and done. So I want to get into some serious news, but the serious news ties in also to, I guess, Hollywood to an extent. So I want to be very, 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 very careful as I go through this, because I don't want to say it's entertainment news, because it sure is shit not entertainment news, that's for sure, but it will fall into the category of us talking about somebody and what exactly is going on. So take a listen to this. Urgent search is underway for Savannah Guthrie's missing mother as medication concerns heighten fears. The disappearance of Savannah Guthrie's mother, Nancy Guthrie, has taken an added urgency after the Today Show revealed that the 84-year-old does not have access to her daily medication she needs to survive. Nancy vanished from her Tucson, Arizona home late Saturday night. Last seen around 9:45 p.m. in the Catalina Foothill area. On yesterday's broadcast, Jenna Bush Hagar shared the troubling update, emphasizing that Nancy's lack of medication makes the situation especially dire. The story led the Today Show, the host describing the case as deeply personal to the entire team. Authorities are treating the situation as a search and rescue, but concerns have intensified after concerning evidence has reportedly found that Nancy's home. The FBI is aware of the case. Homicide detectives are involved, and Customs and Border Patrol has joined the local sheriff deputies due to the home proximity to the Mexican border. Drones and sheriff's aircrafts are also being used for the search. Take a listen to this.
Nancy Guthrie, Savannah's beloved mother, has been reported missing in Arizona.
Nancy, who is 84, was last seen Saturday night and reported missing on Sunday by family members.
Savannah saying in a statement, on behalf of our family, I want to thank everyone for the thoughts, prayers, and messages of support. Right now, our focus remains on the safe return of our dear mom. We thank law enforcement for their hard work on this case and encourage anyone with information to contact the Pima County Sheriff's Department.
In a news conference late last night, the Pima County Sheriff said multiple teams responded to the scene.
This is very concerning to us. We don't typically get the sheriff out at a scene like this, but it's very concerning what we're learning from the house.
So it's very interesting to hear this actually going on. And then I got another one here. Take a listen to this.
We saw some things at the home that were concerning to us. We believe now, after we processed that crime scene, that we do in fact have a crime scene, that we do in fact have a crime. And we're asking the community's help.
So as you can tell, it's not being treated as a disappearance. It has been being treated as a crime scene, which definitely changes everything as we are talking. So I don't know what exactly is going on, but something to definitely talk about. I'm sure we're going to hear more and more information as you get to take a listen to what is going on the Today Show. But man, does this get very strange. I mean, just think about this. She has an older parent. I mean, that's kind of makes sense, of course. But you have to look at it from the standpoint that all of a sudden a disappearance occurs Saturday night. I don't know when she gets the call, but nobody can find her. They go investigate the area and voila, she's not there. So I don't know what's happening. Definitely will be something that we'll continue to talk about as we are looking into some more things. Let's continue talking about some other things that are going on inside of the world of the news stories. The death of Alex Pretty, a 37-year-old ICU nurse who's killing ignited protests across the country, has officially been ruled a homicide. According to Hennepin County medical examiners, reporters released yesterday, Pretty was shot and killed on January the 24th in Minneapolis by the Department of Homeland Security agents deployed as part of the president's immigration enforcement crackdown in Minnesota. The medical examiner determined that Pretty died from multiple gunshot wounds and confirmed the fatal shot were fired by law enforcement officials. A homicide ruling doesn't automatically mean murder, but it does confirm that Pretty's death was caused by another person and triggers further investigation into whether the killing was legally justified. So that will be something that we'll have to take a listen to over the next little bit. So there you go. There you go. A lot of stuff going on right there as we are talking. So there you go. Some stuff. Let's continue with some other serious news, if you do not mind. Take a listen to this. Tiger Woods' long-standing mark by Torrey Pines is officially history. Justin Rose steamrolled the Farmers Insurance Open, closing with a 2 under 70 to win by 7 shots and shattered the 72-hole tournament record Woods set back in 1999. Rose knew exactly what he was chasing, even joking afterwards. Sorry, T-Dub. If you're watching, admitting that the record was all that he was thinking about down the stretch, the win was historic in more ways than one. Rose became the first wire-to-wire winner at the Torrey Pines in 71 years, delivered one of the most dominant performances of his career. The 45-year-old opened with a sizzling 62 on the North Course, tightened his grip each round, and finished with the largest victory margin that he's ever had. The triumph vaulted Rose to number 3 in the world ranking, making him the oldest player to reach the spot since Vijay Sin in 2008. The proof that he's still playing elite golf deep into his 40s. So there you go. Definitely some things to talk about. What else do we got? Okay. So did you hear about a big file dump that happened on Friday? I mean, there's been some files, like 3 million pages. If you're not familiar with this, I mean, you might want to look it up. I'm just saying, but take a listen to this. Bill and Hillary Clinton have agreed to testify before the House Oversight Committee in its investigation into Jeffrey Epstein, abruptly reversing months of, defiance after lawmakers moved towards holding them to criminal contempt of Congress. The former president and former Secretary of State have repeatedly rejected subpoenas from the oversight chair, Representative James Comer, arguing that the investigation was politically motivated and driven by the president. That stance collapsed after several Democrats joined the Republicans to advance the recommendation referring to the Clintons to the Justice Department, an extraordinary step that put real legal pressure into the former first couple. Following that vote, Clinton's lawyers contacted Comer and agreed both Bill and Hillary would sit for a deposition under the committee's turn, urging Republicans to drop the planned contempt vote. Comer called the win for transparency, while Clinton's representative accused the committee of bad faith but confirmed compliance. So there you go. What do you think? Just some stuff to talk about. I mean, like, seriously, there you go. Some stuff to talk about. I don't know where it's going to go. I mean, I'm sure the audience will be listening. This is going to be more than just the Star Report. If you remember that from many, many, many years ago. Yeah, I was still in high school, if I remember correctly. Yeah, that's how old I am, just in case. So anyways, with that being said, let's continue talking about some other things, because that's kind of what we do around here. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell didn't bite when asked about Bad Bunny anti-ICE comments at the Grammys days before the superstar headlines the Super Bowl halftime show. Speaking at his annual Super Bowl week press conference, Goodell praised Bad Bunny, one of the greatest artists in the world, stressing that the artist understands the power of the platform and can use it to bring people together. Bad Bunny, fresh off of winning the Grammy, including Album of the Year, drew a standing ovation after declaring ICE out during his acceptance speech and calling for the love over hate. His remarks reignited the political firestorm that has been brewing since his halftime selection was announced back in September. The controversy is amplifying by the backdrop. The Super Bowl at Levi Stadium comes amid a nationwide unrest following recent fatal shootings involving ICE officers. The Trump administration has confirmed that ICE will be present in the Bay Area around the game, though reports say that there are no plans for operation inside of the stadium or at the NFL event. DHS insists that its presence plans haven't changed. President Trump previously criticized the halftime pick and announced that he won't attend the game. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem and other officials issue hard-line warning, underscoring heightened enforcement around the event. So what do you think? No, like, seriously, what do you think? I keep on reading, and they're mostly rumors, let's just be realistic, that other large-scale organizations will be hosting a halftime show that will lead more, if we're going to say right and left, because I guess that's what we would need to say here, it will lead more to the right, and they are trying to get it televised. Now, I don't know if it's going to happen days before the event, in regards of having this all prepared, but who knows? I mean, here's the thing. It does not take a lot to stream anything nowadays, as you are fully aware. I mean, look at our show in regards on how we do our stuff.
Duh.
It's almost all chicken wired together to get it moving around here. But man, I mean, look at it from the standpoint that, you know, I like to use that term all the time. Controversy creates cash, but holy shit, what exactly is going on around here in regards of the political movements that are going on? It's like, what do you do nowadays? It's like it's everywhere. You can't really get away from it when it's all said and done in regards of everything that's going on. So there you go. Anyways, with that being said, let's talk about it. Yesterday was Groundhog Day, and it lived up to its name in 2026, with Punxsutawney Phil once again delivering the news that nobody wanted to hear. Early yesterday morning in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, I almost said Philadelphia, the famous groundhog emerged from the barrow of the Gobbler Knob and saw the shadow and officially predicted 6 more weeks of winter. Despite the frigid temperatures hovering just above zero, tens of thousands of people showed up for the annual ritual. Phil confirmed his forecast by selecting one of the 2 ceremonial scrolls following the long-standing tradition. Sunshine and shadow mean a return to the barrow, an extended winter, while the cloudy skies would signal early spring. Take a listen to this.
We look to the future and not just the past. So I suppose this party could use a forecast. It is my job this February 2 to look to the skies and report back to you that there is a shadow here on my ground. 6 more weeks of winter abound.
How would you like to be the MC of that shit? That is not something you're probably going to want to do, especially if you have bad news. So there you go. A lot of stuff going on. Anyways, you know, a lot of people will be watching the Super Bowl on Sunday, just kind of one of those weird traditions that people do. That's fine. I mean, whatever. if you're that much into football and all that kind of fun stuff. So I want you to take a listen to this. How much is a Super Bowl commercial? Because I think that this is interesting. Back in 1967, the first Super Bowl ad cost $37,500. Fast forward nearly 60 years, and companies are paying more than that by 266 times that amount for just 30 seconds of airtime. The Super Bowl 60, a 30-second spot will average you about $8 million. With some advertisers shelling out $10 million or more, record high. NBC initially asked $7 million, but raised prices after demand surge, and all the inventory is now completely sold out. So think about that real quick. I don't know what the NFL requires for the game. Let's just start off with that. But all of a sudden, keep this in mind. All of a sudden, you are paying this kind of money for this in regards of getting a look at, to share with people what exactly is going on with your company. So very interesting. Take a listen to this one before we get into our main story. McDonald's is officially leaning hard all the way into the luxury chaos. Ahead of Valentine's Day, the fast food giant is rolling out McNugget caviar kits. Yes, nuggets and caviar are giving them for free while supplies last. The idea rips the viral food moment from the 2025 U.S. Open, where a high-end restaurant sold chicken nuggets topped with caviar for $100. McDonald's saw that and said, cool, but let's make it weird and free. Starting February the 10th at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, fans can sign up for McNuggetCaviar.com to snag a kit online. Each one include 1 ounce of Barry Sturgeon caviar, cream something, and mother of pearl spoon, and a $25 McDonald's gift card, because nothing says fine dining like a drive-through rebate. So there you go. So if you don't have plans for I guess the holiday, Valentine's Day, if you consider that a holiday, of course, you can go ahead and do that. There you go. Something to think about. I guess that's one way to put it. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into our main story right now, because it seems like it's time to do that.
Here is our main story on the Rated R Safety Show.
Oh, so let's start talking, and let's not waste any time. If your safety program only works when someone important is watching, you don't have a safety program. You have a fucking stage play. Let's just be realistic on what it is. And everybody in the building knows it. They're just pretending that they don't, or excuse me, let me rephrase that, because I'm going to say this incorrectly, and I want to make sure that I say it all the way that I meant to say it. They just pretend they don't, because pretending is safer than telling the truth. Welcome to Safety Theater, because that's what it is. And let's talk about Act 1, because we're going to break it down just like we were doing in Act, because that's what it sounds like. The script nobody believes. Every theater production starts with the script, because there's no other way to do it. In safety, the script is the same tired horseshit everywhere you go. Safety is our number one priority. Everyone is responsible for safety. We care about people. Say it slow, say it confident, and say it while staring at a PowerPoint you didn't write. Because the script isn't meant to be true. It's meant to be repeatable. Think about it. Think about some of the safety slogans that are out there. You don't change anything about it. You just use these weird ass slogans. You don't question it, you don't challenge it, and you don't point out the flaws about the second production gets behind schedule. You read your lines, you sign the sheet, and then you shut the hell up. I mean, think about how many safety events you've been to, stand-up meetings, where we have to make sure you sign it, because that way we know that they're saying that you were here. But really what it's used for later on is to prove to you that the information was traded with you and you opted not to do it. So there you go. That's not leadership. That's casting. Let's just be realistic. And let's talk about Act 2, because Act 2 gets into it really well as well. Costumes, props, and safety cosplay. Do you ever notice how PPE magically appears when executives show up? Think about it for a moment. You get hard hats, you get vests, you get safety glasses worn just long enough to use for a photo. That's not protection, that's cosplay. 10 minutes after the tour leaves, everything goes back to normal because normal is what actually gets work done. Posters don't stop injuries, slogans don't fix systems, and banners screaming zero don't mean a damn thing to someone trying to hit impossible deadlines. Those aren't controls. They're props. Think about it for a moment. I just want you to think as we're going about this. Just give it some thought in regards to the breakdown. Give it some thought if you've ever been inside of theater, a drama club, inside of school, college, whatsoever. I mean, last night I was involved with a meeting that I felt like it was part of a drama club, but we'll leave that for another conversation. But think about this real quick on how these acts break down. And let's talk about Act 3, the director with a clipboard. Every play has a director yelling from the seats. In safety, that director loves one sentence more than anything else. They just need to follow the procedure. Oh, let me do that into the megaphone. They just need to follow the procedure. That sentence is the tell. It tells you that nobody bothered to ask if the procedure works. It tells you nobody watched the job long enough to understand it. And it tells you that safety lives on paper, not in reality. Workers aren't failing the system is failing, and then blaming the people who keep it from collapsing. Think about that for a moment. Let that sink in for you. Now, let's go into Act 4. The villain is always the same. Every bad play needs a villain. Not every good play does too, but we'll leave the bad play. It's safety theater. It's always the worker. They were complacent. They took a shortcut. They didn't follow training. Perfect. I mean, just perfect. Now we don't have to talk about staffing or fatigue or shit equipment that we have or leadership decision that box people into impossible choices. Fire the actor, replace them with another one, same script, and then we have the exact same ending once again. And then let's talk about Act 5, applaud, awards, and bullshit metrics, because that's just kind of how it goes. Then comes the standing ovation. Recordables are down, charts are green, someone gets a plaque that says, safety excellence. Meanwhile, near misses stay hidden. People learn what not to report, and everyone quietly understands that honesty is more dangerous than the hazard. But hey, the numbers look good, and that's important, and that's what the audience cares about. Here's the final act. Kill the play or keep performing. Think about this for a moment. Kill the play or keep performing. Here's the truth that nobody wants to talk about out loud. This is for sure. If your safety program needs an audience to function, it's not real. Real safety survives when nobody, and I mean nobody's watching. It survives bad days, ugly data, and uncomfortable conversations. And most organizations don't want that. They want a clean show, a quiet cast, and a curtain that never gets pulled back. So if this sounds familiar and it pisses you off, good. I'm glad that this is what we accomplished today. Because the most dangerous thing in your organization isn't the hazard. It's the lie that you're still pretending to believe. No curtain call, no applause, just the reality of what is going on. Seriously, think about this today as you're going through your day. Is your safety program that you have inside of your organization, your safety culture, or whatever fucking culture you have inside of the organization, is it a true culture, or is it something that we talk about because you are seriously involved in a versionality of something that I like to call safety theater?
Oops! What did he just say?
We at Safety FM don't always agree with the viewpoints of our hosts and guests.
Now back to real safety talk on Safety FM.
Don't go anywhere.
You're listening to the home of real safety talk.
You're listening to Safety FM. We'll be right back.
You ever hit the wall, burnout, stressed, or just feeling that everything is piling up and thought, yeah, I probably need to talk to someone? The problem is finding the therapist who actually takes your insurance feels impossible at times. That's where Rula comes in. Rula is a healthcare company that makes mental health care easy to access and actually affordable. They partner with over 100 insurance plans, so the average copay is about $15 a session, sometimes even less. With Rula, you get matched with the right therapist for you, not just whoever's available. Their network has over 15,000 licensed professionals, and you can book an appointment as soon as tomorrow. No wait list, no frustrations, just therapy that works with your schedule and your insurance. Thousands of people are already using Rula to get affordable, high-quality therapy that actually covered by insurance. Visit Rula.com/safetyfm to get started. After you sign up, you'll be asked how you heard about them. Please support our show and let them know that we sent you there. That's RULA.com/safetyfm. You deserve mental health care that works with you, not against your budget. Go to Rula.com/safetyfm right now to get started. That's RULA.com/safetyfm, because you deserve mental health care that works with you, not against your budget.
What if everything we thought we knew about safety was just interference? From the host of the Rated R Safety Show and the founder of Safety FM comes the complete signal transmission trilogy, now available in one powerful edition. Safety, in my opinion, the book that started the conversation. Safety Mutation, where the boundaries of culture, systems, and belief begin to break. And now, Safety Transmission, the final piece of the signal. For the first time, all three books are together in one volume. The Signal Transmission Trilogy, Complete Edition. This isn't just about compliance. It's about consciousness. It's about decoding the way we think, lead, and live, inside and outside the system. Whether you've been following the signal since the beginning or you're just now tuning in, this is the version to own. Search Signal Trilogy on Amazon or visit safetyfm.com to get your copy now.
If you're anything like me, you have certain tendencies to put things off, such as filing taxes, seeing the doctor, working on that home improvement project that you're supposed to be doing, but you just haven't gotten to it. And while most of the times it works out, the one thing in life that you really cannot afford to wait on is setting up term coverage life insurance. You've probably seen life insurance commercials on TV and thought, yeah, I'll look into it later. Well, the answer is no. This isn't something that you can wait for. Choose life insurance through Ladder today. Ladder is 100% digitals, no doctors, no needles, no paperwork. When you apply for $3 million in coverage or less, just answer a few questions about your health in an application. Ladder's customers rate them 4.8 out of 5 stars on Trustpilot, and they've made Forbes' best life insurance in 2021's list. You just need a few minutes and a phone or a laptop to apply. Ladder's smart algorithm works in real time, so you'll find out if you're instantly approved. No hidden fees, cancel anytime, get full refund if you change your mind in the first 30 days. Ladder policies are issued by insurers with long proven histories of paying claims. They're rated A and A+ by AM Best. Finally, since life insurance costs more as you age, now is the time to cross it off your list. So go to ladder.com/safetyfm today to see if you're instantly approved. That's LADDER life.com/safetyfm. Ladderlife.com/safetyfm.
We are radio. We are sarcasm. We are both combined. Radio Big.
I know that we are all just digital information. A fake world for the taking. I'm looking at the news and it's kind of hard to watch it. The universe is way too big to have one God who made it. And even if he did, would you really want to meet him? Would smart enough to build the planet, 'cause I'm smart enough to know there's a snake in the apple, and the smartest people here, they know it's a fake world. Fake world. You thought you were escaping a fake world. Fake world. It's like I'm stuck inside a video.
Okay, here we go. Currently 45 minutes past the top of the hour. As you and I are hanging out here on the Rated R Safety Show.
So you're probably better off asleep.
This one right here, call it a simulated world.
It's not as bad
because it's a fake world.
when you finally wake up. You're just in a
I know, I go so long with some of this music stuff. I just love it so much.
wake up. You're just in another.
Are you ready? Here you go.
When you finally wake up, you're just
I know.
when you finally wake
I should not take so long with some of this stuff, but I just can't get away from it.
It's a fake world.
Oh, yes, it's a fake world. Anyway, so there you go. You are still listening here to the Jay Allen in the Morning Show, also as we call it, the Rated R Safety Show during our numero uno. Don't worry, this is a 3-hour show. Only the first one is on a podcast and also on a video caster. Everything else is streaming for the rest as we go to radiobig.fm, but we can talk about that a little bit later. Let me tell you real quick about the most important thing that I will ever tell you in my lifetime, and that's about my friends at To Write Love on Our Arms. No matter what you're facing, you deserve to be connected to help, and we want you to know that people have been where you are now, and things can get better. Healing is possible. To find out more information, all you have to do is go to twloha.com. That's twloha.com and click on the section that says Find Help. Once you get there, you're going to find information related to addiction, depression, anxiety, eating disorder, self-injury, suicide, trauma, and grief support, just to name a few. That's twloha.com, To Write Love on Her Arms. They're like, seriously, that could change everything for you. twloha.com, To Write Love on Her Arms. Once you get there, all kinds of information. It can really change some things for you if you would give it the opportunity to do so. So there you go. twloha.com, To Write Love on Her Arms. Okay, so we've been talking about this event. So I just want to bring it up because it is happening mañana. So let me explain what we will be doing. Tomorrow is Safety Day. If you're here in the Central Florida area, ACFS, that's the Alliance for Central Florida Safety, presents Safety Day. All you have to do to find out more information is go to their website, acfs.org. Listen, it's a fun-filled day tomorrow in regards to the things going on. You have registration starting off first thing in the morning, and you have several speakers throughout the day covering information related to behavior-based safety, how organizational behavior builds or kills. Also, you have OSHA fall protection standards, preventing tragedy from every height. Also, coaching and mentoring. They're also going to be talking about safety third and 5 critical challenges facing the crane and lifting industry. And that will all be taking place tomorrow at ACFS, the Rosen Plaza. We'll be there broadcasting live. So tomorrow morning, we won't have a quote unquote official show at our normal time, just so you know, not a new one. We'll probably run some level of rerun, just FYI there. But don't worry, because then we'll broadcast live throughout the event. I'll try to see how many interviews we can land and then get that whole thing rolling and then get you up to par in regards to what is happening. So we'd love to see you there, acfs.org. If you go there, you'll find out information. $50 gets you in parking, food, and a whole day of stuff. So there you go. Can't make it till tomorrow, so we got another event coming up. It's a Cochran workshop taking place in Santa Fe, New Mexico, March the 31st through April the 1st. Would love to see you there. We're going to be talking about some incident investigations. You're going to have Todd Conklin there. Also, Redonda Voigt, Ann Liren, Brett Sutton, of course, I'll be there hanging out with you, doing all the stuff that we get to do. Would love to see you there. If you want to find out more information, just scan the QR code that's on the screen. If not, here's what you can do. You can go to safetyfm.com and click on the thing that says live events. That will get everything moving and grooving there. We'll be talking about incident investigations and kind of giving firsthand point of view of a medical incident that occurred. Really doesn't have to apply to people in the medical field. It's just how to break it down and go over the understanding of that. Anyways, with that being said, why don't we go ahead and do this? Why don't we go ahead and bring in some John Smalls into our life and let him tell us about what the hell is going on with the Motivation Minute.
The Motivation Minute.
Courtesy of JaceCaseMedical.com. Today's quote was submitted by Donnie. Walt Whitman said, "Keep your face always toward the sunshine and shadows will fall behind you." What a beautiful quote. It actually warms me up to think about this. I can feel the sunshine on my face. I think most things are actually better when they're in the full light. So many times we'll see things in the news where we only see one side of it. There are so many shadows. Things that they're saying but not really saying. Why? Just shine the spotlight on things and let people see it all. Then we can make up our minds when we know the whole truth. When you only see one side, the rest lies in the shadows. And you can't make a very good decision on what to think. You only know part of the story. And when I talk to somebody who has really strong feelings on a topic, I often find out quickly they only know one side of that issue.
The Motivation Minute.
This has been the Motivation Minute. I'm John Small. Thanks for listening. Your favorite motivational quotes can be submitted for upcoming programs at motivationminute.org.
You're being infiltrated. Radio Big.
Here is the news on the Rated R Safety Show.
Mass protests against the Trump administration's hardline immigration crackdown stretch into another day, with crowds filling streets and cities across the country.
Demonstrators marched and rallied in dozens of communities, urging an end to aggressive raids and detentions targeting undocumented families. Many chanted against immigration and customs enforcement and carried signs calling for due process protections. Lawrence Keller reporting.
In Pakistan, the military says more than 90 militants have been killed in a sweeping operation after coordinated attacks in Balochistan.
Officials report militants targeted multiple cities in the mineral-rich province, prompting large-scale strikes by government forces in response. The army says at least 92 suspected fighters were killed, along with 15 security personnel and 18 civilians. Authorities have described the assault as one of the deadliest in recent months. Benjamin Wright reporting.
A mine located in the country's troubled east gave way midweek following intense downpours that saturated already unstable ground.
Congolese officials accuse M23 of controlling the area and profiting from unsafe, illegal mining operations. Rescue efforts have been hampered by difficult terrain and security risks, and many families are still searching for missing relatives as the death toll is expected to rise. Chris Anderson reporting.
This is the latest news headlines.
A powerful winter storm is slamming large parts of the United States, bringing heavy snow.
Forecasters warn that blizzard-like conditions and bitter wind chills could make travel nearly impossible in some regions. Airlines have already canceled more than 3,000 flights, stranding passengers at major hubs and smaller airports alike. Officials are urging drivers to stay off icy roads, and power crews are on standby. Kyle Norris reporting.
Authorities in Georgia say a police officer has been killed and another critically wounded in a shootout outside a suburban Atlanta hotel overnight.
According to investigators, officers responded to a call at the hotel and encountered at least one armed suspect in the parking lot. Gunfire erupted, leaving one officer dead at the scene and another rushed to a hospital in critical condition. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation has been called in. Kevin Sanders reporting.
In Louisiana, a community parade turned chaotic when gunfire erupted along the route, wounding 5 people.
The small-town procession had been moving through a residential neighborhood when shots rang out, sending families scrambling for cover. Deputies say the injured were taken to area hospitals, and the child's condition has not been publicly detailed. Investigators are interviewing witnesses and reviewing video as they search for whoever opened fire on the crowd. Jessica Oakley reporting.
And that's the latest news headlines with Alan Edwards.
Prepare yourself.
We are now being distributed on iHeartRadio. Listen on iHeartRadio app. Radio Big.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, let's go. Let's start talking right away about some of the things that are going on inside of the multiverse and talk about some things that happened back on this day. Back in 1967, Purple Haze was recorded by Jimi Hendrix. Also in 1979, YMCA by the Village People peaks at numero dos on the pop singles charts. Let's see, what else did we get? Also in 1994, President Bill Clinton lifts U.S. trade embargo against Vietnam. And in 2003, actress Lana Clarkson is shot and killed by Phil Spector. Let's see, at the house in Abraham, California. So there you go. Some things going on right there as we are talking. Anyway, what else do we have going on? Let's talk about some celebrity birthdays going on today, because that seems to be something that we should talk about. Dave Davies turned 79. Morgan Fairchild turned 76. Nathan Lang turned 70. Maura Tierney turned 61 today. And Isla Fisher, she turns 50. Isla Fisher turns 50. Holy crap. Where is the time gone? I always think of her, and not always think of her, because that's not a true statement, but when I think about her, I don't vision her being that age. And that's a good thing, not a bad thing. Don't take that the wrong way as I say that. So there you go. Also, let's talk about some things that you ought to know. The 2026 Milano Cortina Olympics opening ceremony is this Friday. The games start with curling as its first event tomorrow and Thursday ahead of the opening ceremony. The United States makes its 2026 Olympic debut with curling team in action on Thursday. Also, tonight's Mega Million jackpot is for $323 million. Duh. Here are last night's winning Powerball numbers: 3, 8, 31, 60, 65. Powerball was 4. Power Play was 2. So there you go. Also, in some other news, a federal judge slams the brakes on President Trump's plan to temporarily protect status for Haitians, keeping more than 500,000 people from being forced out of the U.S. Judge Ana Regis issued a temporary stay yesterday, citing Haiti's ongoing chaos and dangerous instability. The ruling means that Haitian TPS holders can legally remain in the country for now while the fight plays out in court. Translation: deportation plans are on pause, and 500,000 lives aren't getting uprooted. So there you go. In some other story, the Department of Homeland Security announced it's finally aiming its agents with or should I say aiming? It should have been arming its agents with body cameras, starting with every DHS officer in the field in the Minneapolis area. DHS Secretary Kristi Noem said that the rollout begins immediately for officers on the ground there, and once funding allows, body cam program will be expanded to agents nationwide. The move comes amid widespread protests of the intense scrutiny after 2 U.S. citizens were shot and killed by federal immigration agents in Minneapolis, which sparked national outrage, over the enforcement tactics and transparency. So there you go. Some news going on right there on some things that you need to know. So at the top of the hour, I'll be going over to RadioBig.fm if you want to come and hang out with me for the next couple hours or so. If not, you can stay right here on Safety FM and hang out with the likes of Sheldon Primus. Anyways, I know who you are. You know who I am. Love you, mean it, and goodbye.
The views and opinions expressed during this broadcast, podcast, or radio show are solely those of the host and guests and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of Safety FM and or Radio Big. The content discussed, including examples of analysis, is provided for illustrative purposes only. It should not be applied as the sole solution in real-world scenarios, as it is based on limited and dated open source information. Any assumptions made during this broadcast, podcast, or radio show are not reflective of Safety FM and or Radio Big. No portion of this broadcast, podcast, or radio show may be reproduced, stored in a retrieval system, or transmitted in any form or by any means, electronic, mechanical, recording, or otherwise, without prior written permission of Safety FM and or Radio Big. For permission requests, please contact Safety FM or Radio Big directly.
Fake world.
This isn't a safety manual. It's a transmission. Jay Allen, PhD, host of the Rated R Safety Show and founder of Safety FM, has spent years pulling back the curtain on the systems we work in and the ones we don't talk about. What started as a fatal crash on the 405 became a search for truth through behavior-based safety, human and organizational performance, simulation theory, and everything in between. Safety, in my opinion, is raw, reflective, and real. From burnout to breakthroughs, from the matrix to the moment someone says, "This doesn't feel right." This book doesn't give you answers. It hands you the signal. Safety, in my opinion. Available now, wherever books and audiobooks are found.
What if everything we thought we knew about safety was just interference? From the host of the Rated R Safety Show and the founder of Safety FM comes the complete signal transmission trilogy, now available in one powerful edition. Safety, in my opinion. The book that started the conversation. Safety Mutation, where the boundaries of culture, systems, and belief begin to break. And now, Safety Transmission, the final piece of the signal. For the first time, all three books are together in one volume. The Signal Transmission Trilogy, Complete Edition. This isn't just about compliance. It's about consciousness. It's about decoding the way we think, lead, and live, inside and outside the system. Whether you've been following the signal since the beginning or you're just now tuning in, this is the version to own. Search Signal Trilogy on Amazon or visit safetyfm.com to get your copy now.
In safety, in my opinion, you woke up. You saw the system, the simulation, the structure that trained you to mistake compliance for care. Safety mutation. Information misdirection picks up where the signal fractured. Because the system didn't shut you down, it rebranded you. It packaged your voice, sold your rebellion as a new initiative, and smiled while doing it. This isn't a manual. It's a decoded transmission about what happens when slogans replace stories, when safety becomes marketing, and when truth gets mirrored so perfectly, you forget it was ever yours. You'll see the mutation. Learning teams turned into theater, zero harm turned into optics, and feedback turned into formatting. But the signal didn't die. It was redirected. Safety Mutation is Book 2 of the Signal Transmission Trilogy. Available now in print, Kindle, and audiobook. Narrated by the author Jay Allen, PhD. Because the system adapted. Now it's your move.